For this lab, we're going to work on file system management. Hopefully you're working along and not just watching and listening. You get more out of it if you're actually doing it at the same time. So open up a terminal and switch to root. And then we're going to list the contents. ls-f. And then from here, we're going to make directory. And we're going to call it my samples. Then we're going to arrow up twice, and we're going to do an ls again. And there we go, we got my samples right here. So now we're going to change directory to my samples, tab complete. Then we're going to make another directory under my samples. So we made a directory my samples and a directory under my samples under my samples. Then we'll do ls-f again, and we see that that's under my samples is there. And now we're going to make there to delete ls-f, and now we got a to delete folder. Then we're going to cd ... walks us up one directory. So now we're off at a root of, some dude as root. We're going to do ls-r. And this is a recursive option of the ls command. So you can see my samples and a to delete and under my samples folders underneath it. So it gives you sort of a hierarchy. And cd ... again, pwd, and we're in a /home directory. So for here, we're going to make dir for user 1. Oops, typo. And there we go. We got a for user 1 and some dude, which is who I'm logged in as. Now we're going to exit out of here to our regular user. So now I'm back to my regular user, some dude. And then we're going to do make dir for user 2 ls-f, and notice we only see for user 2. That's because we don't have permissions to see the other ones created by root. So moving right along here, we're going to use some copy files. So we'll start off with touch to create some files, and we're going to create sample 1, sample 2, sample 3. There we go. Sample 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to try the copy command on it. cp sample 1, and we're missing the destination, so we have to tell it where to put it. So we're going to do that next. So we just arrow up sample 1, and then we're actually going to copy to the same directory with a different name. Sample 1A. Do an ls-f again, And we have the sample 1 and the copied file, sample 1A. Now we're going to copy sample 1 to my samples directory and rename it at the same time as sample 1B. So copy sample 1 to my samples, sample 1B. I got permission denied. And why is that? So now we're going to switch to root track. So there you go. So now we just copy sample 1 as sample 1B and put it into my samples directory at the same time. Now we're going to copy all 3 files. Sample 1, sample 2. You can use tab complete to get most of the way there, and then just put the number at the end. And then we're going to move them to my samples. We'll copy them. So now we'll just do an ls-f my samples. So now we see 1, 2, and 3, and also the 1B that we copied earlier. Now we're going to copy the directory. Copy -r cursive my samples to my samples 2. Then we do an ls-f capital F. And we see a my samples 2 and a my samples. So now we'll do an ls-F on the my samples 2, and we see all the stuff has been copied with it. So that's how you copy a directory with everything under it. So next we're going to use the move command, or mv, to rename files and directories. So from here we can do mv sample 1. And again, it needs a destination, so you can't just do that. So move sample 1 space sample 4. So we're basically just renaming it at this point. ls-f. And there's no more sample 1, but there is a sample 4 right here. Now we're going to move sample 4 to the my samples directory. And then you can see sample 4 is underneath the my samples directory. So you can move it, or you can rename and remove at the same time. So we'll change that directory, show you a different way to move stuff. So we're going to change to my samples, ls, and there we go. We're going to move sample 4 up a level. So now we'll do an ls again. There's no sample 4. cd ... to go up a level, do an ls, and there's a sample 4. So we just move the file by using the two dots, and it moves it up a level. We can also move it and rename it. So we're going to move sample 4 to my samples / sample 2 ls on the my samples directory, and we have sample 2. So what it did is moved it and renamed it. And overwrote what was there. Now we're going to move multiple files with a wildcard. So this will move sample 1 and 1b, or anything with 1 and something after it, to my samples ls my samples. So now in the my samples directory we have sample 1, 1a, and 1b. 1a was already existing. So I have a little more to follow up with here to view links on files and directories, but that'll be coming up in another video because I'm running out of time here. So remember to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell to learn of new stuff when it gets posted. Thank you.